Many years ago, in the heart of Abeokuta, Mama Tope laughed out loud, holding her belly like she had just heard the funniest joke in the universe. Across the room, Ope, her son's wife, forced a smile. Her teeth clenched so tightly that she could have cracked a nut with them. It had only been 3 weeks since her husband Tope invited his mother to stay with them, but their peaceful home had turned into a battleground. Mama Tope was supposed to be a guest, but she has taken over. She rearranged the furniture and even put labels on the spice jars in the kitchen like she was running a five-star restaurant. One day, Ope carefully placed a tray of steaming jollof rice on the table. Her mother-in-law narrowed her eyes and then she asked, Kini eleyi? You call this food? She sniffed the air dramatically, waving her hand in front of her nose. Back in my days, we cooked jollof rice that made men fall in love just from the looks and inviting aroma. This one looks like it fell inside gutter before reaching the plate. Obe inhaled deeply and smiled, an expression so forced that it could have been used in a toothpaste commercial. Then she said, Mama, you will love this. I followed an amazing recipe. Mama Tope scoffed. What recipe? AI recipe? In my time, we didn't need AI. Our hands knew the right amount of salt just by touching it. Tope, who had been pretending to be deeply invested in the football match on TV, suddenly found the need to scratch his ear. He wisely chose silence over intervention, knowing any wrong move could put him in the crossfire. But his mother was just warming up. Tope, my son, she said, shaking her head in disappointment. Is this how you allow your wife treat you? No pounded yam or amala, no fresh soup. You, a whole engineer, eating this concoction from an online recipe? Obe nearly choked on her own saliva. Mama. This is not concoction, this is jollof rice. Mama Tope sighed dramatically, ignoring her completely like she was in a tragic movie. My God, what has happened to the men of this generation? They are no longer kings in their homes. Now they are eating any nonsense and even washing their own plates. She turned to her son. Next thing, she will tell you to wear apron and join her in the kitchen. Tope exhaled loudly. Mama, please. Please what? Eh? You see why I never liked city girls? Because they lack proper home training. Go to the village, you will see girls of 8 years doing wonders in the kitchen without searching online for recipes. Hey, it is the audacity for me. Obe, who had had enough, quietly excused her, and that act alone was like pouring water on a burning fire because it did restore peace. That night, as Tobe and Obe lay in bed, Obe whispered, Babe, you heard all your mother said, but you chose to be quiet. Well, it's fine, but I want to know how long she will be staying. He swallowed hard, apologizing for his silence. You know how Mama can be sometimes. I am sorry. But for how long she will be staying? My dear, she hasn't mentioned it all. Obe snapped. Do you have to wait for her to mention it? I am not comfortable in my own house and this is totally unfair. I have been trying my best to be of good behavior, but she keeps pushing me to the wall. I hope I don't exceed my limits soon. Please, oh. Mama can be funny at times, but remember she's still my mother. Immediately he said this, there was a sharp argument until they slept off. The next morning, it was as if Mama found a new target. She walked into the living room and gasped dramatically. Obe! More than an online wife. See your house. The floor is dirtier than my entire village road. Cooking, zero. Ordinary to tidy up the house too, zero. Obe, who had just finished sweeping 5 minutes ago, stared blankly at the towels. Mama, I just cleaned it. Mama Tope squinted. Clean here? With what? Maybe your breath, because this doesn't look like a place cleaned with soap, water, and mop. Obe inhaled sharply. Mama, I. Before she could finish, her mother in law had already grabbed a mop. Let me show you how it is done. Back in my days, we scrubbed the floor until we could see our reflection. Obe folded her arms. Mama, this is not necessary now. Besides, we have towels, not a mirror. Exactly, oh. My son's house is tiled, and yet I can't see my face on the floor. What kind of a wife are you? In case you don't know, reflection is a proof that your house is clean. If it's like this, then imagine how messy it will be when children start coming. Topet tiptoed past the living room like a man sneaking out of a lion's den. He had made the mistake of defending his wife once, and his mother didn't talk to him for like 3 days, so he learned a survival skill, which is to be silent in matters concerning his mother and wife. She mopped the house and, of course, didn't exclude the tutorial class for Obe. But to be fair, the tie sparkled. In fact, the difference was so clear. That evening, as Obe served dinner, Mama was keenly observing her. When she was done, Mama clicked her tongue. You call this portion food? Haba now, my son is a grown man, not a bird. Obe resisted the urge to fling a piece of chicken at her. Politely she said, Mama, my husband said he wanted a light dinner. Mama gasped, clutching her chest. Tobe, my son, light dinner? Have they bewitched you? When did you start eating light meals? Oh, because the food is not always tasty now. A woman like you. Next thing, she will make you start drinking green tea as lunch. Tobe cleared his throat, choosing his safest response. Mama, I am fine, his mother hissed. God knows that I raised you better than this, and I won't let your wife turn you into looking like a malnourished man. She then turned to Obe. My dear, jokes apart, you need training and I will help you by sending you to my village for proper lessons on how to be a wife. Obe's eyes twitched. Mama, I have a degree and I am fine. And yet, you cannot cook, you cannot clean, and you cannot even respect elders. What did you study again? Oh, I guess uselessness. Obe took a deep breath and smiled sweetly. Mama, I think you should eat before your food gets cold. Mama sighed. And now you are commanding me, right? God, can you see what I am enduring? Mama was just a bunch of trouble. One fateful morning, Obe was woken up by loud banging on her door. Iyawo, wake up! Come and prepare my pap and akara. Obe groaned. Mama, it's only 5 a.m. And so, good wives are already up. The Proverb 31 wives. Obe peeked through the window. Mama, even the sun is still sleeping. Please, ma, I'll prepare it, but let's just wait till it's 6 a.m. Mama banged the door again. Lazy wife. When I was your age, I had already milked 2 cows and fetched water from the river before sunrise. Obe sat up, rubbing her temples. She calmly got out of bed, walked to the bathroom, turned on the shower, and stood there fully clothed, letting the water run over her. Her husband found her 10 minutes later, staring blankly at the wall. Babe, are you okay? Obe turned to him, her face unreadable. Tobe, I am leaving. Leaving to where? He asked. Obe pointed outside. Anywhere, but certainly not here. Tobe gulped. Dear, you can't just leave. What will Mama say? Obe nodded. Exactly. Mama this and mama that. You practically do not think of me at all. And with that, she grabbed her small bag, walked out of the house, and disappeared into the city, leaving her husband alone in the battlefield known as Mama Tope's House of Horror. Little did she know that mother-in-law had one more trick because as Ope walked down the street searching for a peaceful escape, Mama was already calling the entire village council. My son's wife has run away, she wailed dramatically over the phone. I just pray it's not what I'm thinking, shall. Because all the city girls. And just like that, Ope's trouble were only beginning. She sat at a small roadside restaurant staring blankly at a bowl of pepper soup. She had run away from her house, yes, but to where exactly? The whole city suddenly felt too big, too loud, and too full of stress. She started consoling herself with the tasty pepper soup. And when she was done, reality hit her again. She wants to go to somewhere peaceful. But then, for how long will she keep running? She concluded on returning back to a boot camp she calls a home, run by a 60-year-old woman who thinks she needs training and turn it into a peaceful abode. Her phone rang almost immediately. It was her husband. Hello, Obedia. Please, you have to come home. Mama has called the whole village. Ope, who doesn't want to be in the black book of village people, stood up. Few minutes later, she stood outside her house and said a quick prayer. Dear Lord, please give me patience. And if patience is unavailable, give me transport fare to run away to somewhere very far from my masters. She opened the door. Mama was seated in the living room, her wrapper tied firmly around her waist. Her expression that of a village warrior ready for battle. Ope forced a smile. Mama, good evening. Mama stared at her. So you have finally remembered you have a home? Ope smiled. Mama, I just... Mama clapped her hands together dramatically, interrupting her. Tope, come and see your wife. The prodigal daughter has returned. Tope peeped from the kitchen, waved weakly and disappeared again. Ope sighed. Mama, I didn't run away. I just needed space. Space for what? Are you a planet? Obe closed her eyes, trying to remain calm, but Mama wasn't done yet. Back in my days, women didn't just leave the house anyhow. If a wife had a problem, she endured. But you modern girls, one small challenge, tiny quarrel or tiny headache from in-laws or salon. You have packed your bags like it is Big Brother Niger. Obe inhaled deeply. Mama. Her mother-in-law raised a hand, shutting her up. I am talking. You see, you don't even have respect for elders. What do you have to say, you that ran away like Jonah from Nineveh? Obe stared at her husband through the kitchen door to see if he would caution his mother. But guess what? He quickly looked away, pretending to wash a plate that was already clean. No problem, she muttered to herself. This battle is now mine. She knelt down, apologized to her mother-in-law, and Mama's pride was like heavy shoulder pads. She knew that if she wanted to reclaim her home, then she had to be smart. Her mother-in-law was a seasoned warrior in the art of African mother domination, and simple confrontation wouldn't work. She needed a strategy. This time, to put her mother-in-law in her place and also to make her husband grow up. The next morning, she decided to use a weapon more powerful than any village prayer warrior. At breakfast, she placed a steaming plate of food in front of Mama. Mama, I made something special for you today just to apologize for what happened yesterday. Mama eyed the plate suspiciously. What is this? Obe beamed. Avocado toast with a side of quinoa salad. Mama's eyes twitched. Avo what? Obe clapped her hands excitedly. Avocado toast, ma. It is very healthy. No more heavy carbs, Mama. We are going fit farm in this house. Mama blinked. Then she turned to Tope. My son, can you see what is happening? This woman is trying to kill me with Oyibo food. Tope chewed slowly, pretending not to hear. Mama shook her head in horror. I did not raise my son to eat grass. Tope gasped dramatically. Mama, it's not grass, it's quinoa. Mama scoffed. It looks like sand. Tope nodded. Exactly. That's how you know it's healthy. Mama hissed. God forbid. I will eat my egusi and pounded yam. And if that means I will leave this house to cook my own food, so be it. Ope gasped again. Mama, are you saying you want to go back to the village? Mama paused, understanding that the trap had been set. She narrowed her eyes and then said, Not yet. Ope sighed because her phase one attempt has failed, but she promised not to give up. The next day, she decided to turn Mama's comfort into chaos. She set the AC in Mama's room to 16 degrees, switch off the water heater, and put all the remote controls in a secret location. That evening, as Ope relaxed on the couch, she heard Mama shouting from her room. Ope! Ope! She strode over, trying to hide her grin. Yes, Mama. Why is this room freezing? Are you trying to turn me into an ice block? Ope gasped. God forbid, oh. Me turn my mother-in-law into an ice block? Ọlọ́run má jẹ́. But Mama, cut therapy is good for your bones. Mama squinted. Who told you that? Ope nodded seriously. A doctor on TikTok. Also, Mama, I forgot to tell you. The water heater is broken. You will have to bathe with cold water for now. Mama's eyes widened. Cold what? She stamped her foot. I am leaving this house tomorrow. Ope tried not to scream hallelujah, but this is a positive sign that victory is assured. The next morning, she prepared Mama's bath water and called her sweetly. Mama, your water is ready. Mama stepped into the bathroom, but the moment she poured the first bowl over herself, the scream that followed could have shattered a glass cup. Jesus! Who did I offend? Tope ran into the room panicking. What happened? His mother emerged from the bathroom shivering. Ope, you wicked girl. You gave me ice water. Ope gasped. Oh no, Mama. I thought we had a discussion yesterday, and besides, you are strong. So strong that you can even beat me blue-black. Mama shivered. Tope, can you hear your wife? Tope wanted to say something to Ope, but her sharp glare made him to swallow his words immediately. Mama was still shivering. Thank God you know that I'm strong. I am strong, but I'm not a fool. You are simply an aje, a broad daylight winch. There was no strong Yoruba word she didn't use on Ope that day, but she was simply rejecting it in her mind and dancing victoriously, of course, in her head. Mama grabbed her wrapper, stormed into her room, and emerged 5 minutes later with her bag. Tope, my son, I am going back to the village. It's not yet time for me to die. I will live up to 100 years, and no daughter of Jezebel will cut my life short. Ope clutched her chest in fake sorrow. Mama, are you sure? Not to miss us. Mama didn't say a word, but didn't fail to give her up and down with her eyes. But who cares? Ope did another small victory dance in her head. Mama, let me book an Uber for you, Tope suggested, but Mama rejected the offer. No need, my son. I will find my way to the park. Ope bit her lips to keep them from laughing. As Mama stepped outside, she turned dramatically. Ope, the daughter of Jezebel, enjoy your house for now, but I'll be back to rescue my son. And just like that, Mama was gone. For the first time in months, Obe felt peace. Mama was finally gone, but as she sipped her tea, her mind was busy. This will never happen again. She needed a strategy, a plan, and a revenge so sweet that even Karma would take notes. She glanced at her husband, who was strolling through his phone like a man who had just escaped prison and was afraid of being called back. Babe, she said sweetly. Yes, Tope replied. We need to talk. Tope got because Ope's we need to talk was never a good news. So tell me, how old are you again? With this question, everyone can tell trouble is looming. Tobe answered with a question. Why? Because I need to know if you are a man or a boy. You saw how your mother humiliated me and yet you did nothing about it. I didn't beg to be married. You saw me, came and pleaded for me to be your wife. Since you haven't learned how to defend your wife before your mother, then I will teach you. Because I have counted January 25th humiliation as the last I will ever get from her. That night, she had her plan set and was waiting for money to launch it. Eventually it came, and as Tope prepared for work, she suddenly said, Babe, my mom called. She said she's coming to stay for 1 month. Tope's toothbrush fell out of his mouth. A whole month? Obe sighed dramatically. Yes, so 1 full month. You know she doesn't visit us unnecessarily. But she says since I've been so stressed that she wants to come take care of me because I am not motherless. Tope's face turned pale. Babe, are you sure about this? Obe shrugged. Oversure now. Your mom stayed with us. I guess it's only fair for my mom to come too. Tope started sweating. But your mom is straight. She'll wake us up by 5 a.m. for family prayers and make us do so many spiritual exercises. Obe leaned in. Exactly. We need the spiritual exercises, especially you. I mean, maybe you can become a man eventually. Tope blinked. Obe, are you trying to punish me? Punish? That's not in the dictionary of a Proverb 31 woman. So no, babe. I am just trying to make things equal. He grabbed her hands. Baby, listen. I think we need to set boundaries in this home. With the way things are going, this marriage may not survive 5 years. Obe raised an eyebrow. Oh, you don't say. Since we are at this point of setting boundaries, then it will only be wise to wait until you return home from work. This was all she wanted, and she was ready to utilize this opportunity to reclaim her home by setting the rules. Later that evening, when Tope had fully rested, she gave him what I call a full PowerPoint presentation on boundaries. Number 1, the importance of saying no to mothers who think they own your house. Number 2, how to stop being afraid of your mother without dying. And then number 3, why your wife deserves peace if you love your wife. Tope, looking like a student about to fail an examination, raised his hand. But babe, it's my mom we are talking about here. Obe nodded. And I am your wife. Since you have decided not to grow up, I will teach you how to. She listed all she wanted and then wanted to be sure they sank well. So she asked her husband, next time Mama calls and says she's coming to visit, what will you say? He hesitated. Mama, let me ask Obe first. She clapped. Good. Now, if she says she wants to stay for 1 month, what will you say? Mama, maybe just a week. Obe narrowed her eyes. Eh? Tope sighed. Okay. Mama, we can only host you for 2 days. Obe grinned. Perfect. She thanked her husband with a kiss and then said, I will complete the other one when action is in place because theory is different from practicals. A week later, Mama called on a video call. My son, I am missing you. Oh. How are you doing? See the way you have trimmed down, eh? Or have you started drinking green tea? Kai, I want to come and stay for 2 weeks so I can take proper care of you. Ope heard it and stared at him like a boxing coach before a big match. Mama, I am fine. You don't have to worry. My wife is doing a good job. Ope, are you sick? Blink twice if you are in danger. Mama, please. Nothing is wrong with me. I am not in any danger. In fact, it is only your presence in my house that brings danger. Then Mama sighed. My son, this is not you. I need to come over immediately to know what the problem is. Obe, who was still there like an FBI, shook her head furiously. Her husband coughed. Mama, actually, we are traveling. Obe's eyes sparkled with pride. Her student had become the master. Mama sighed dramatically. Yay! You have really changed within the space of how many days? Obe, the daughter of Jezebel, had won, but it's fine. Do let me know when you return so I can visit. Tope is healed. I will, Mama, but after I've discussed with my wife. After what? Mama asked, trying to be sure she heard right. Yes, Mama. After I've discussed with Ope, my wife, she is the owner of the home and I've decided to accord her the full respect. After all, you were fully in charge of my father's house. That was how he took control of his house. It was as if the shackles got broken from that singular act of boldness. Even if Mama visited, she never overstayed her welcome again. She would visit occasionally, but only for short periods. And whenever she tried to take over the house, her son would calmly remind her, Mama, let's respect our boundaries. It wasn't easy. Mama still threw in her dramatic sighs and, in my time, we never did these speeches. But that was always in her room, speaking to space. And as for Ope, she had won beautifully, and the peaceful home she had envisioned became a reality. Hey, African Tales by Kama Tribe, how are you all doing? For me, I am doing just fine. I know we all had fun. Some of us laughed as I did, and at some point got pissed off, especially because Tope didn't act like a man initially. Even with all the fun we had while listening to the story, I would like us to go home with these lessons. Number one, learn how to set boundaries early, and I will tell you why. It is often said that when you give someone a allow, they take allowances. When you give someone an inch, they take the whole house. But setting boundaries early will put everyone in their place. This will take us to number two. Marriage is a team sport. If your partner isn't standing up for you, kindly teach them how to. Let me tell you the truth. Some may not genuinely know how to because of their background, whether we like it or yes. Then number three, children of God, psychological warfare works. Sometimes the best way to win is to make them think you are losing. So it's not every time you add gra with people. Sometimes make them think you are a loser, but keeping your plans intact. And lastly, remember that the likes of Mama Tope will always exist. Whether you pray against them or not, they will always exist. But with the right strategy, patience and humor, you can survive them. With this, we have come to the end of the story. Let me get to read from you in the comment section what you have learned from the story. And if you had an experience like this in the time past, kindly share with us. If you have not liked the story, what are you waiting for? kindly give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you have not joined the Karma tribe. If you love what Karma is doing, why not share out the story so that it can get to a wider audience? You can as well support me by using the link on my bio or the link on the description of this video to buy me coffee. Until I bring another exciting story your way, it is a goodbye from here, and God bless you.